God has really, been with me. That's why I'm calm now. I know I break down and I come back because I have to be strong.
Mount Auburn mother said that she sensed that her 14-year-old would lose his life on the streets.
Sorrell Gaines was shot and killed yesterday. He was preparing to go to Hughes STEM High School this fall. 9 on your side's Tom McKee is live with the family's private and their public mourning. Tom?
Well, Tammy Smith told me that God sent her signs that something was going to happen to her 14-year-old son, Sorrell Gaines, and it did. He was shot dead where you see the balloons behind me here. But she told me that because she's a spiritual and loving woman, that despite this tragedy, she and everybody else around her are going to be okay. There were emotional highs and lows Tuesday for Sorrell Gaines' mother, Tammy, his sister, Tamara, plus aunts Shauna and Tennille. They recalled the video game and basketball-loving 14-year-old shot to death in Mount Auburn.
He was loving, caring, quiet, a little temper, but hey, he lived out his years the best he could, and I'm glad that we did bond and get our time together. And with that, I am doing okay.
The shooting happened on Vine Street near Phil Avenue, and investigators are trying to pinpoint a suspect.
I did the best I could to keep him guided and, to let him know that there's bigger things in life than the streets, because the streets took him, and I knew it was going to happen.
Gaines would have been a freshman this fall at Hughes STEM High School, but his mother says school had lost its appeal for him.
Sir, was an A student up till maybe, I say, 4th, 5th grade. And after that, he just lost interest. He just pretty much took a turn another direction that no one was ready for.
He spent time with friends, cousins, fellow teenagers, often on the streets.
Just typical things teenagers do, just above the law, thinking they're invincible, like they can't be touched. I knew, and I pleaded with him. I told him what I saw coming. He didn't listen, so this is a result of not listening.
Tammy Smith wants people to know that Surrell was loved and loved everybody around him.
Everybody embrace the time they have and really do things right, because you don't know how much time you have here.
Now, Kathy Wright, the principal at Hughes STEM, sent me this statement saying Surrell was a wonderful student and friend. He was fun-loving, kind, and a positive influence on many of his peers. He'll be greatly missed.
Well, now we on our way to Cincinnati with it. Well, basically a county outside of Cincinnati. It's called Avondale, a place called Avondale, right outside Cincinnati. And we're dealing with a kid named Sorrell Gaines, 14 years old. He was shot by his 13-year-old cousin with a shotgun. Now, in this video, you can see the mother, and you can see that she's heartbroken, she's sad, but I don't know, the mom seemed kind of shady to me. He's a 14-year-old kid. She's saying she had already in her mind that he was going to get killed. I don't know about that, man. At some point he started running wild, being in the street, not listening, and all these, and all these different things, man. I wasn't really feeling the mom like that. I gotta be real with y'all. I wasn't really feeling the mom. She said she a very spiritual person, but it just, I don't know. I can't put a word on it though. It's just my spirit, something wasn't sitting right with that mom, man. My spiritual discernment, we got a 13. These boys are cousins. You got a 13-year-old, and you got a 14-year-old. Well, first the 13-year-old, nobody knew who did it or where he was at. So we're gonna roll the clip. As you can see, the 13-year-old now appears in court. So let's roll the clip.
Developing right now, the teen suspect accused of killing another teen was in court for the first time. 14-year-old Sorrell Gaines was shot and killed last month. 9 on your side's TJ Parker explains from Mount Auburn.
Walking in cuffs, the suspect in Sorrell Gaines' shooting death just turned 13 in May. We're not naming the suspect because of his age. He is charged with reckless homicide, having weapons under disability, and tampering with evidence. The suspect's attorney entered a plea of denial for all charges. Police say he shot and killed Gaines on Vine Street in Mount Auburn on July 30th. We spoke with the victim's family last night.
I mean, I want to say justice served, if that's what you call justice. I want my son back.
Court records show the suspect has been in the juvenile court system 13 times.
I would ask the court to consider my client's young age. He's a young 13. He just turned 13, I believe, in May. We would ask the court to consider, I know this is somewhat unusual in juvenile court, to consider a cash bond.
No bond was set. Because of his young age, the suspect won't be bounded over to an adult court for his charges. You have to be 14 years of age or older for that. His next court appearance is August 21st. In Mount Auburn, I'm TJ Park.
And we're back, and you can see that the 13-year-old, he's in court. You know, he's they don't show his face or say his name, but he's accused of recklessly handling a shotgun that went off and killed Sorrell Gaines on July 30th, which is my birthday, on Vine Street in Mount Auburn. A family member told the news that they was playing with the gun when it went off. He was playing with the gun with his friends. So we know that this 13-year-old has 13 prior contacts with Hamilton County juveniles. Like he's been locked up for burglary, probation violation, a whole plethora of things. He also failed to appear in court. The boy said, he's just been through a lot. 13 years old, man. This is his cousin, and the 14-year-old is hanging with the 13-year-old cousin. You can see the dad. I mean, they just look shady, man. Like, what type of freedom does these aren't 16, 17-year-olds. We talking about 13 and 14-year-olds. What's up with the parents, man? Where y'all at? I don't understand. Like, she just wrote him off like he's not listening. He's gonna get killed. This is the consequences that come with it. She was high. These are the consequences that come with it. 14. Then the dad, they got the glasses. I mean, I don't know, man. It just looks shady. So the boy eventually gets sentenced. So let's go back to the video, and I'll come back and give my last commentary.
A 13-year-old charged in the shooting death of his 14-year-old cousin is sentenced. That teen will spend the next 4.5 years in a juvie correctional facility. Fox 19 Now's Lauren Artino was there and has the emotional reaction from the victim's family.
Trisha, the teen, who we are not naming since he is underage, will spend the next few years in one of 3 state-run juvenile detention facilities. And today, here inside a Hamilton County courtroom, he heard from a judge and the victim's family members who pleaded with him to turn his life around. 9 months after this 13-year-old boy was charged in the shooting death of Sorrell Gaines, the teen faced a judge for a plea hearing. Last summer, police said Sorrell Gaines died after this boy recklessly handled a shotgun which went off and hit Gaines in a parking lot off Vine Street.
At the time of the incident, he did not believe the shotgun was loaded.
Today we learned the two are family. Surrell and this 13-year-old were cousins. Judge Melissa Powers accepted his guilty plea in the shooting death of Sorrell Gaines, in addition to previously denied charges in other cases. The teen apologized for his actions and read a letter in court.
I just want everyone to know what happened from service and accident, and then waiting for it to happen. Thank you for everything.
The boy's family said he's more than what he looks like on paper. His mother spoke to him and Sorrell's family.
I know it was an accident. I just hope he learned his mistakes.
Sorrell's father and stepmother, still clearly heartbroken, also addressed the teen.
You lost your best friend. Imagine what I feel like I lost.
You have 4.5 years to sit there and think about this and think about how you can make a change and impact. What legacy will you leave behind? Because he will not have a legacy to leave.
After sentencing, the judge echoed their pleas.
And don't throw your life away. You can see the amount of pain caused to someone by your own actions.
Lauren Artino, Fox 19 Now.
So, as you can see, he ultimately was sentenced to 4.5 years. You seen the father crying, and the father was very upset. The stepmom, we didn't see the mother, But with the boys, the 13-year-old boy's mother spoke, and she goes on to say, I know it was an accident. I just hope he learns from his mistakes, she said. Sorrell's father and stepmother, still clearly heartbroken, also addressed the teen. Kids with guns is not all right. I'm hoping and praying this is another chance for you. You have 4.5 years to sit and think about this and make an impact. What legacy will you leave behind? Because he would not have a legacy to leave, the stepmother said. But again, this is a 13-year-old boy, and you see the mother addressing her son in court. Where's the dad? Where's the dad? Like, I just gotta go and say it, man. We got a lot of trifling parents out here, man. These are 13 and 14-year-olds, man. You got a lot of bum dads and a lot of trifling mothers, man. On so many different levels, man. And I report these stories, and it's just, oh my God, man. You know, they get younger and younger and younger. I mean, this 13-year-old been locked up for so many different times. What the hell is going on with the parents? He's 13. And then the 14-year-old mom just wrote him off. Oh, he in the streets. He's going to get killed. Man, you can't make this stuff up, man. This is neither, in my opinion, neither one of these boys had a chance from birth. Looking at the parents, they ain't have a chance from birth because the parents look crazy. The parents look like they still dealing with unresolved issues, man. But you know, rest in peace, Sorrell Gaines, man. I hope his 13-year-old cousin that killed him by accident can get the help that he needs and come out and be a productive citizen. Maybe he might have to get away from his family. But I'm going to cut this video short here, family. Man, make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share it to the George Making Experience. Share this video out. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.